Welcome guys to round 4 of 7 in our V8 Supercar series. This is our biggest field to date with 15 drivers confirmed and entered. 3 races to go with 5 drivers, all championship contenders. It's definitely going to go down to the wire at the end. We're at Fuji Speedway. There is rain expected in the race. Setups and strategies are definitely going to be key here. So sit back and enjoy this highlight package of this amazing race. Not a great start to this race, unfortunately losing 3 drivers, Yaku, Bruno and Tim, due to network issues, and Dylan disqualifying himself with the wrong setup and not being able to change and push ready in time. So having a look at our starting lineup, we have Johan in car number 52 representing Turtle Racing. He goes fastest in qualifying, and for the first time this series he puts himself on pole position. In second place, our Scottish international Ross in car number 2. He was unfortunately just pipped at the line there in the last couple of seconds, and he starts off in second place. Car number 8, and Andrew representing the Green Mumbers. He goes third fastest and gets himself in the second row. Gerard in car number 6 puts himself into 4th place and was unfortunately not able to find that time trial magic he did of a 1:36 flat, holding the current world record. Next up we have Marius in car number 13, definitely lucky for some. Our double winner in the previous GTO series, he puts himself in 5th. 6th place is unfortunately occupied by Dylan, who is disqualified and in the pit box. 7th goes to Jacques from Turtle Racing in car number 51. He starts off in 7th. Jason from Tarmac Monkeys in car number 15. He'll start off 8th and unfortunately will be challenging this by himself, with Yaku not being able to get into the room. So the first of our Cape Town boys goes to Hamid in car number 3. He'll start the race in 9th position. Starting next to his partner in car number 4 is Ash. He comes off the line in 10th place. So Toki in car number 37, he rejoins us and leaves BF1 behind, and he starts in 11th place. The grid in car number 34 is Roy. He'll start in 12th position. Waiting for the green lights. Green lights, and away they go. Great start there by Andrew, as Johan is very slow off the line there. Ross moving to the inside with Andrew in tow. Ross having a little look on the inside as they turn into turn number 1. Johan's gone a bit wide and Ross has gone through. Unfortunately he's lost it. And oh my goodness, what on earth has happened here? Johan rolling around, being lifted up into the air. There's definitely some X-File things going on here. That is definitely not normal. This first corner incident has unfortunately left Andrew upside down on his roof and optimistically adding power. Just having a look at the super slow-mo, we can see that Johan has lost the rear, and just now in the bottom corner we see Roy locking up, fortunately making contact with Gerard and spinning him off, while we see the aerobatics of Andrew and Johan in the background. Here we chase Jason as he watches Johan taking his flight of joy, narrowly missing Andrew, and Hamid to the right missing Johan, parts flying everywhere, and Jason too will collect it as he goes past. Having a look at our new race leader Ross as he turns into Coca-Cola corner. The positions are Ross, Marius in 2nd, Ash in 3rd, having started all the way down in 10th place. Jason is up to 4th. He too a great start, having started from 8th. Jacques in 5th. Hamid in 6th. Roy in 7th. He too starting all the way down in 12th position. Johan, also known as Toki, to 8th. Gerard, our 4th place driver, down to 9th place. Our pole sitter Johan, he's dropped down to 10. Andrew unfortunately is possibly still on his roof, and Dylan, unfortunately, you're not a part of this. Gerard and Toki approaching Dunlop corner. Toki seems very late on the brakes here, allowing Gerard to have an easy pass. Toki running way too wide, way too late on the brakes there. Same, we see Roy in the background there making that same mistake that Torquay made. Corner really will be catching out a lot of guys today. Having a look at that 4th place driver Jason there as he runs a bit wide into the last corner. What he would have wanted to do was get a much tighter line on the inside there, get that power on early, keep the car stable, allowing him to get as much straight line speed as possible, get himself behind Ash, get the slipstream and overtake into the first corner, which unfortunately doesn't look like this will happen on this lap. On board with Jason as he runs wide going into the first corner. As he comes around, we still see Andrew still on his roof, hoping that somebody might just clip him over and get him back into this race. Now, if this is not sportsmanship, I don't know what is. Well done, Roy, taking the initiative, getting Andrew back on his wheels and allowing him to continue the race. Good job. Get that man a bells. Jason and Ash still very much in a heated battle here. Jason has a look on the inside, but he's definitely gone in too deep there, allowing Ash to take that position back. Jason, I didn't know you were a farmer. Come on, you need to keep it on the black stuff, son. Here we follow Jason as he's been putting some pressure on Ash. Ash has run wide there, allowing Jason to get right up behind him. This will definitely give him some of that slipstream as they head down the main straight into turn number 1. Ash bobbing and weaving, floating like a butterfly, not letting Jason take that slipstream. He'll be very defensive going into this corner. Ash will move to the inside, Jason will try around the outside. Very, very competitive racing here. Ash has got the much tighter line and Jason has to give up the challenge, and Ash holds that place for one more corner. Having a look at Jason chasing Ash as they approach Dunlop corner. Ash goes on the brakes. Jason is having a very late look on the inside. This cannot be good, most definitely not. That's contact, allowing Gerard to move up a position. We chase Ash, seeing Gerard moving himself up into 3rd position. Jason's gone to 4th. Hamid has gone up into 5th place, his partner. Contact between the two Cape Town drivers as they go around corner number 13. Hamid put too much power on too early, and that spun him out, allowing Ash to take that position, move himself up into 5th as he goes through turn number 15, setting himself up for 16 Panasonic corner and making ready for the main straight. Here we're having a look track side of Jacques, who's gone into the last corner, putting pressure on Torquay. He's run wide going into Panasonic corner. This is a good old-fashioned drag down the main straight. This is the type of thing that really gets the crowd going. This is the action they want to see, and this is what keeps getting them coming back over and over and over. It'll be very interesting to see what happens into the first corner. Torquay's gone on the brakes a lot earlier than Jacques. Jacques has done a very defensive line there, extremely well. Run a little bit wide. Will that allow Torquay to come back? Definitely not. Jacques has made that move stick, and that will let him hold the place as he goes through Coca-Cola corner. Having a look at our race leader Ross as he crosses the line to begin his 5th lap. Having a look at the positions, we have Ross in 1st, Morris 2nd, Gerard moved himself all the way back to 3rd place, Jason's in 4th, Ash is in 5th, Hamid in 6th, Jacques in 7th, Torquay 8th, Roy 9, Johan 10, and Andrew is likely he got going again, down in 11th place. I was just wanting to see what had happened to Ash. He's come in, you can see those windscreen wipers on, the rain's already started to come down and he's opted to go for the wets. At the end of lap 5 we see Morris starting to put pressure up on the 1st place Ross. It's at this stage that it has started drizzling. The track's starting to get quite slippery as the guys start opting to make those pit stops, go onto the wet tyres and start getting that additional grip which the soft tyres are just not offering them. Having a look at our race leader, we see Johan starting to have some lag issues, and it's at this point where Johan unfortunately gets himself stuck on the track and is unfortunately disconnected. But we're still having a look at the battle for first place. Jason's in first, Gerard's in second. Start seeing the spray coming off those tyres as the guys head around the last corner up into Panasonic. Gerard's got a much better drive coming out of that last corner. Jason will break off into the pits to go put on the wets, while we have a new race leader and the fourth one for this race so far in Gerard. Here we see Gerard coming through the hairpin. You can see lots of spray coming off those tyres as he sets himself up for 7. Gets ready to go through into 8. He's gone wide, he's hit that outside. It's extremely slippery out there. That's unfortunately put him wide off the track, and that's definitely cost him a couple of seconds to the guys that have changed into the wets. Again, they're making that mistake. Unfortunately, those tyres not holding up, not giving him the grip that he essentially needs to be getting this car around at a competitive speed. So we're on lap number 9 and we're watching Gerard from trackside in car number 6. He's come around turn number 5, setting himself up for hairpin. You can see lots of water on the track, but there are still some dry patches, making conditions extremely slippery and very unpredictable, as you can see exactly as I say it. Gerard unfortunately clips the wall there and allowing Ash to move himself up into 3rd position. Just to give you a sense of what the drivers are currently contending with, you can see Hamid going into Dunlop corner here as he turns in. Huge puddle on the inside of that apex, and that's unfortunately lost the grip and he's had to run on straight through that corner. So we catch up with our leader Marius, who is on lap number 12. The positions are Marius, Ross, Ash, Gerard, Jacques, Hamid, Andrew, Toki, Roy, Jason. Trackside as we watch Jacques currently in 5th position as he sets himself up to go through Panasonic. And we see Gerard, unfortunately he's lost it coming out of the last corner there and allowing Jacques to move himself up into 4th place. On board with Andrew, he's now moved himself up to 7th place. He's unlapped himself through Roy and Toki. Unfortunately, Jason has retired, put the car into the pits and decided that this is not his day. But you can see the amounts of spray coming off the track, making visibility extremely difficult for the drivers, and also the grip extremely loose. You can see on the side of the track as the guys come down the main straight, little patches of water building up on the track, making it extremely unpredictable. Once you get off the racing line, hit that patch and the car just tends to aquaplane, making your braking extremely exciting. But no problem here for Jacques, currently in 4th place, and Andrew back in 7th, trying to unlap himself here, with Jacques pulling away as they approach Coca-Cola. Have a look at our 4th place driver Jacques. He's still being chased down by Andrew, trying to unlap himself. Great shot of the main straight there as they go into turn number 1. Just having a look at the laps, we're currently on lap 15. Morris is in 1st, having started 5th on the grid. He's done extremely well to get himself up there. Ross is in 2nd. Ash is currently in 3rd, having moved himself from 10th place on the grid. Gerard is back to 5th place, having started 4th. Gamid up to 6th place. Andrew's in 7th. Toki's in 8th. And Roy in 9th, with Jason retiring, Johan disconnecting, and Dylan being DC'd and not disconnected. Trackside as we watch Hamid approaching Dunlop corner. See a little bit of a luck up there as he turns in. You can see the puddles of water that have started pooling, making this corner extremely tricky. Seeing Roy unfortunately being caught out by that pooled water, just upsetting the grip on the front of the car and allowing him to run off. Having a look at our race leader Morris in car number 13. We're on lap number 20. Having a recap of the positions. Morris is in 1st, Ross in second, Ash is third, Jacques in fourth, Gerard's in fifth, Gamit in sixth, Andrews in seventh, Roy in eighth, and Toki is in ninth. Here we chase Gerard as he exits out of turn number 15. He was fastest in all the practice sessions that we had. You can see that the puddle of water was unsighted until he got right up to there. The power on, spinning the rear out, and just put him straight into the wall, and unfortunately spelling the end of his race. Very unlucky Gerard. Here we chase our race leader Morris as he comes around the last corner. Unfortunately, due to a 45-minute limit on the recording, we lost out of 3 of the most intense laps in the entire race. What would eventually happen would Marius would win. Ross would spin out on lap 26, allowing Ash to move himself up into second place. Coming around the last corner, Ross would run wide, allowing Jacques to get ever so close, yet Ross got himself a 10-second penalty for his sins and allowing Jacques to take that third place. Ross in fourth. Hamid will finish in fifth place, having a very, very respectable finish after having started ninth. Andrew does an immaculate recovery after doing the gymnastics and the failed somersaults. He'll cross the line in sixth place. Roy will cross the line in seventh, having started 12th, and Toki will finish in 8th. Fortunately, Gerard had retired, Jason too retired, Duppy DC'd, and Dylan didn't even get a turn. Hope you guys enjoyed that round number 4 of 7 of our V8 Super Series. We'll be back in 3 weeks again. Next week we're in the GTOs racing at Laguna Seca. Give us a comment and tell us who your favorite driver was of the evening. Give us a like and subscribe. Thanks, yos.